Okay, so my article talks about the adherence to treatment among patients with any chronic condition, and this article specifically talk about people over 18. Okay, and especially with people who get the message not far away, and this is the first time that they come to the doctor to get any treatment for the chronic condition. Okay, so the introduction. So before I will start with the method and the results, I want to talk about the issue. So as we see in the last few years, there is a lot of people that come to old age, and there is an increase in old age. For for me, it's a good thing because I can see my grandparents and the beautiful things, but we can't ignore the bad issues that it comes with the ingredients in old age. And the biggest aim of this study is to see how people deal with the chronic conditions because it's not happy situation to be in chronic disease with chronic disease, and they wanted to check how they deal with it and how they adherence to the treatment. Okay, so before I will specifically talk about my article in my study, I want to talk a little bit about other researchers. Okay, there is a lot of researchers that talk about this issue that I chose, but most of them focused on the children's. So maybe there is some information that we can find in the researches, but we can't use it 100% on people that oldest than children. So that's why the researchers wanted to check it specifically with people that is over 18. Okay, so the method. The researchers come, it was in Spain, it's something important. The researchers come to the first aid clinic and they chose 3044 participants with any criterions that they chose, but it was 3044 participants. Um, the research was start with a questionnaire. Actually, it was all with questionnaires, but it start with questionnaires that done by the pharmacist. What I mean that is the people come to the clinic to get any medication that the doctor told them to take, and the pharmacist did like an interview that was for 20 to 30 minutes and asked them a lot of questions. The second questionnaire that they done, it was done by the participants. Okay, so the first one was by the pharmacist, and the second was the questionnaire was by participants. Okay, so the second one the second questionnaire that the participants did included 4 questions, and I wrote them here in the end. Okay, for example, the first one was, have you ever forget to take your medication? For example, the third one was, when you feel better, do you sometimes stop to taking your medication? Okay, and as we see, it's a question of yes or no. Okay, so after okay, so something important that I forget to say that the uh, researchers told them to answer the questions until they told them to stop it. Okay, so they answer and answer every single day. In the end, the results included in that way. Each yes answer get the score 1, and each no answer get the score 0. And people who get over 3 score uh, was defined with a low adherence. And people who get between 1 or 2 divided with a medium adherence. And people who got not over, but people who get 0 was with higher adherence. But there is something important that important for the research is that the researchers wanted to check also factors that can influence on the on the on the results because they wanted to neutralize the factors. I will give an examples. For example, the social economic factors I write here in the end. Okay, so we can see that social and economic factor. For example, I will explain. A great age, education, economic status, and more can influence on the research, on the results. I'm sorry. And why? Because as we know, male and female are think differently and act differently. For example, people with economic situation that there is one of some people that richer and have a lot of money, and there is people that there doesn't have a lot of money. So the choices and how they deal with the situation with chronic disease will be differently between them. It also with age and it also with education. And here we have four uh, factors that can influence on the results. I will continue to the results because I don't have a lot of time. And surprisingly, I saw that 55% of people had was with high adherence to treatment. It's a good thing. Okay. Uh, 30, almost 40, 38, almost 40% was with medium adherence, and only almost 5% was with low adherence. That's a good thing because as if we compare it to the researchers with children, we can see that in children it was a little bit different results. Okay. So also I can say that after the statistical analyzing, they saw also that as much as more people are older and people know more about treatment, and when the people have support, a medical support in the situation, the adherence of treatment of the adherence of treatment was higher. It's super important to explain to people about the treatment, and it's super important to support them and explaining them more, and maybe to find out a lot of ways to help them with the situation. It's important to save their life. Okay, and for the end, I want to say that the study is super important to help people, as I said until now. But maybe there is a couple things that may be tricky and maybe not good in this article and this study. Okay, for example, this study was done only in Spain, and as we know, different countries in different countries people act differently, so it's super significant to check this study on other countries also, okay, to see a lot of people and how they act in different countries. And the second thing that I wanted to say is about objective tools. Okay, here we use uh, the researchers here, okay, used only a questionnaire, and questionnaire is not an objective tool. Okay, so maybe in the next study, okay, they can use objective tools. I doesn't have any idea which tool, but something that they can, something that not depends on people. That's what I want to say. Something that only the researchers can influence on. And that's it. And that's my article. And I hope that it was good. And bye bye.